We're here at Ectoidum Pacan. This is the morning spring. It's a place on the American River in Northern California, just below 4,000 foot elevation. It's a place where the sun in the south in the winter melts the snow. This was an area of a year-round habitation. The people that lived here, they were able to live here for thousands of years because they had a sustainable relationship with their surroundings. All beings live on this earth around us, what we call the Koyo. The Koyo is the place, all these hills and rocks and mountains that we see, and we share it with everyone. When we go to forage food, we look at that food and we realize that food is for us at a certain time, and it's for others at a certain time. So because we're so familiar growing up in our surroundings, we know when the right time is to eat this product, and we know when the right time to share it is. When the new grasses grow in the spring, we call these the baby months. These are the months a year where we tiptoe around and we're not off the trail a lot so that we don't injure the young plants that we'll be harvesting from later in the year. Come the summer months, the adult months, and into the fall, these same places can be just completely trampled over to spread all the seed. Quite often we would find fields to burn to accentuate that product annually. And at the same time, we would protect what resources we had that we didn't want to burn, such as game fencing. Our resources were very vital to our existence, and we took all the care needed to ensure that those resources were there not only for us, but for all the animals. If our neighbors aren't healthy, our community can't be healthy. It's important to keep the bird populations and the rodent populations healthy. The word pest probably didn't exist in our language. It might have been more like a nuisance. Every living being has its place and its purpose. And to take away its place and to alter its purpose is not going to give us longevity in being in balance with our country. Being in balance doesn't mean taking only what's affordable. It means taking only what's affordable and putting something back that is greater than what you took. We're a month early in picking onions right now. Last year's onion is bent over and laying on the ground. It's right here at my stick, right there. This year's onion is just now starting to come to light. And if I look, I can find one. It's right at the tip of my stick, right here. See the young onions coming out? Yainik koriyapem matueram nikiaskam. Kadikam lukem sawem sautom. Akim pokam. Kulum pokam lutlo nem kodom. Ainik koriyapem matueram nikiaskam. See me, world maker. So when digging onions, if there's large stones, clear off to one side of the onion. Here's my one side. Now what I'm going to do is I'm not going to put a digging stick directly next to the onion. This is my walking stick. My digging stick has a point on it. Would work better, but the soil's moist enough right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this dirt up, and then I'm going to come behind the bulb. Thank you, Neki. Then I'm going to come behind the bulb and pop it into the void that I made. And that should bring the bulb up. And my stick never touched the bulb. because I made a void next to it and then pushed it into that void. Correct what damage you've done, and thank you. So in 1 month's time from now, this onion will be much plumper. I call them sucked up right now from the summer. They're just now gaining their moisture. So in a month, month and a half, these will be ready to harvest. I'm going to put this one back. So that's onions. So when harvesting, for instance, manzanita berries, the berries down here are for the foxes and coyotes. The berries up here are for the bears. The berries around the middle are for us. We would never shake a whole tree trying to gather every berry because we knew each tree had a portion for us. Not, we're only going to clean 5 trees. If you don't leave the berries on the bottom, the foxes and coyotes do not have the opportunity to get those nutritious, still ripe berries. When you want to learn how to harvest from the wild, you're first going to need to find a place to call home and visit that wild place throughout the year, so that you can recognize the juvenile growth of the plant that you're going to be looking for later in the year. When you want to learn about your land, you need to visit it every day, or at least several times a week. You need to learn how to identify who's eating what when. This will give you a clue as to when that plant is most likely edible. You're going to want to look at what the animals left behind and determine why they didn't eat that. And if you watch that uneaten portion of plant, you may be surprised to find out that they visited that plant again later in the year and consume what's left. The time wasn't right earlier in the year. Never eat more than what fits in the small cup of your hand of any wild food while you're foraging. This will teach you the constitute of that plant better than getting a bellyache and having it taught to you that way. Watch the animals, learn from them, ask the elders, and ask good questions.